All right, let's dive right into the fascinating world of the piano. A piano, you see, is a marvel of engineering and craftsmanship, a blend of art and physics, if you will. At first glance, a piano might seem intimidating with its numerous keys and intricate mechanisms, but once you understand its basic layout, it's really not as complex as it seems. The piano is comprised of two main sections, the keyboard and the pedals. The keyboard is where the magic happens. It's where you create the beautiful melodies and harmonies that make the piano such a versatile instrument. The standard piano keyboard consists of 88 keys, with 52 white and 36 black keys. These keys are arranged in a repeating pattern of 7 white keys and 5 black keys, representing the 7 natural notes, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and the 5 accidental notes, sharp or flat versions of the natural notes. Now let's talk about the pedals at the bottom. On a typical piano, you will find 3 pedals. The pedal on the right is the sustain pedal, and it's probably the one you'll use most often. When you press this pedal, it lifts all the dampers off the strings so that they can vibrate freely, allowing notes to blend together and echo, creating a richer sound. The pedal in the middle is called the sostenuto pedal. This pedal, when pressed, will sustain only the notes that are being held down at the time the pedal is activated, allowing them to continue sounding while the player's hands are free to play additional notes. And lastly, the pedal on the left is the soft pedal, or una corda pedal. This pedal, when pressed, shifts the hammers so they hit fewer strings. This results in a softer, more muted sound. So there you have it, the basic structure and layout of a piano. Understanding this structure is key, no pun intended, to mastering this beautiful instrument. But remember, it's not just about knowing the keys and pedals. It's about making them work in harmony to create music. And that, my friends, is where the real challenge and the real fun begins. So now that we've got a good grasp on the layout and structure of a piano, let's delve into its rich history and evolution. The piano as we know it today didn't just appear out of thin air. It's a product of centuries of musical and technological advancements. The story begins in the early 18th century with a man named Bartolomeo Cristofori in Italy.
Cristofori was an expert harpsichord maker, but he had a problem. Now certainly,
The harpsichord, while a fine instrument in its own right, was limited in its expressiveness. No matter how softly or forcefully you struck a key, the volume of the note remained the same. Cristofori's solution was to invent a new kind of instrument, which he called gravissembolo col piano forte, meaning harpsichord with soft and loud. This was shortened to pianoforte and eventually just piano. The genius of Cristofori's invention lay in its action mechanism, which allowed for dynamic control of the sound. When you press a key on a piano, it causes a hammer to strike a string, creating sound. The harder you hit the key, the harder the hammer strikes the string, and the louder the sound produced. Over the centuries, the piano underwent numerous refinements and improvements. In the 19th century, the Industrial Revolution brought about significant changes to the piano's construction. With the availability of new materials and manufacturing techniques, pianos became larger, more robust, and more powerful. The modern piano we know and love today, with its 88 keys and 3 pedals, is a far cry from Cristofori's early prototypes. But at its core, the principle remains the same, a system of hammers and strings that allows for an incredible range of expression. Exploring the history of the piano gives us a deeper appreciation for this wonderful instrument. It's a testament to human ingenuity and the enduring power of music.
Just think about it. Every time we sit down at a piano, we're participating in a tradition that spans hundreds of years.
How cool is that? Now let's delve into a crucial aspect of playing the piano reading sheet music. If you've ever looked at a sheet of music, you might have been a bit intimidated. It's like a whole other language. And, well, that's because it is. But don't worry, once you understand the basics, it starts to make a lot more sense. Sheet music is essentially a way of writing down music. It uses symbols to represent different musical sounds and rhythms. For piano music, these symbols are written on a set of 5 horizontal lines called a staff. There are 2 staves in piano music. The upper staff, usually played with the right hand, and the lower staff, usually played with the left hand. The upper staff, also known as the treble clef, represents higher notes, while the lower staff, or bass clef, represents lower notes. The position of a note on the staff indicates its pitch. The higher a note is on the staff, the higher its pitch. The notes on a staff are read from left to right, and the duration of each note is determined by its shape. Rhythm in sheet music is indicated by the type of note, such as whole notes, half notes, quarter notes, and so on. A whole note, for example, is held for 4 beats, a half note for 2 beats, and a quarter note for 1 beat. There are also other symbols in sheet music that are specific to piano, like pedal markings and dynamic signs. Pedal markings tell you when to press or release the pedals. Dynamic signs, on the other hand, indicate how loud or soft the music should be played. Ah.
Yes, I know it sounds like a lot, but remember, mastering sheet music is a journey.
It's not about cramming all the information at once, but understanding and applying a bit at a time. Once you start to understand the language of sheet music, you'll find that it opens up a whole new world of musical exploration. It's like having the keys to a vast musical library. And that, my friends, is a truly wonderful thing. All right, now let's dig a little deeper and explore the different playing techniques, styles, and genres that can be performed on the piano. The piano is a remarkably versatile instrument, and the range of music you can play on it is virtually limitless. When it comes to playing techniques, there are several key ones to be aware of. The first is posture. Yes, believe it or not, how you sit at the piano affects how you play. You should be sitting upright with your feet flat on the floor, your arms relaxed, and your hands hovering over the keys. Next, there's finger placement and movement. Each finger has a job to do, and understanding which finger plays which key can make a huge difference in your ability to play smoothly and fluidly. Then, there's the use of the pedals. And as we discussed earlier, the pedals can dramatically change the sound of the piano. And knowing when and how to use them is a skill in itself. Now, let's talk about styles and genres. The piano is at home in just about any style of music you can think of. From the complex compositions of classical music, and to the soulful melodies of blues, the driving rhythms of rock, the intricate patterns of jazz, the catchy hooks of pop, and so much more. Each style has its own unique characteristics and demands different skills and techniques from the pianist. For example, playing classical music often requires a high level of technical proficiency, while playing blues or jazz might require a good understanding of improvisation. Exploring different styles and genres not only broadens your musical horizons, but also helps you develop as a pianist. It challenges you to learn new techniques, understand different musical structures, and express a wide range of emotions through your playing.
The beauty of the piano is its versatility.
It's an instrument that allows you to express yourself in so many ways, and exploring different playing techniques, styles, and genres is a big part of that journey. So don't be afraid to venture out of your comfort zone and try something new. You never know where it might lead you. Now, let's shift our focus onto the remarkable individuals who've left their mark on the world of piano music. We're talking about the notable composers and performers whose contributions have shaped the piano's repertoire and expanded its possibilities. We can't talk about piano composers without mentioning the likes of Ludwig van Beethoven and Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. These classical giants composed some of the most iconic pieces of piano music, pushing the instrument to its limits and exploring new ways of expressing emotion through sound. Beethoven, for example, is known for his powerful and dramatic compositions. His Moonlight Sonata, with its hauntingly beautiful melodies and intense emotions, is a masterpiece that continues to captivate audiences today. Mozart, on the other hand, was a master of melody. His compositions, such as his Piano Sonata No. 1, are known for their elegance, balance, and lyrical beauty. Moving forward in history, we encounter figures like Frédéric Chopin and Sergei Rachmaninoff, who further expanded the expressive capabilities of the piano. Chopin, with his exquisite nocturnes and waltzes, has often been called the poet of the piano, while Rachmaninoff's works are known for their soaring melodies and demanding technical challenges. In the world of performance, there are many pianists who have left their mark. Legends like Vladimir Horowitz, known for his virtuosic technique and emotional depth, or Martha Argerich, celebrated for her passionate and fiery performances. And let's not forget contemporary masters like Lang Lang or Yu Ya Long, who are keeping the tradition alive and evolving it for the new generation. Studying these notable figures provides us with a treasure trove of inspiration. Their music not only delights our ears, but also expands our understanding of what is possible on the piano. Each composer, each performer, brings something unique to the table, adding to the rich tapestry of piano music. The beauty of music, and especially piano music, is that it's a living, breathing art form. It continues to grow and evolve with each new generation of composers and performers. So, who knows? Maybe one day you could be the one contributing to this remarkable musical legacy.